Hey witches, it's Lee, and it's been a while. Thank you so much for everybody who's stuck with me with the ups and the downs and the stops and the starts, and yeah, there's been a few reasons for that, and it's included caring responsibilities. It's included work. We all live under capitalism, and maybe one day might change things, but also education. I'm coming towards the end of my degree, and and the dissertation is underway. It's very exciting and also daunting. But big thanks to everybody who has taken part in the survey I put out for my dissertation research. I will pop a link for it, but there's no pressure to fill it out. It's entirely up to you, just in case it takes your fancy. And the other reason I have been away is because I've been a bit frustrated with, if I'm honest with you, really frustrated with the hot take culture of online occultism. So I've been mainly in person with my community, and going to conferences in person, online, face to face sort of stuff where I can. So that's definitely been something that's taken me out of the kind of online bubble and challenged me, and it's been wonderful. I think hot takes are really damaging, and I talk about that actually in a recent video, so do check that out if you want a bit more discourse on that. It's really made me think about my motives with what I want to do with the channel, and what I want this space to be. So I want it to be a thoughtful space, a space that is somewhere you can go to for reliable information, for hopefully, reasoned takes on stuff, and humour. Obviously, I'm too silly to be serious all the time. And also, information doesn't have to be. Anyway, I'm getting into the weeds, but basically, I think we need to do less taking and more giving. And so I want to give thanks to you and to my witch family who know who you are. Huge shout out to you and the support I've had over the last however long it's been. But I want to shout out to particular people because I like to, give credit where credit's due for things, and also I think it's important. I think it's important we do more of this sort of saying, hey, that was really cool. So I'd ask you, which witch would you like to thank in your life, and maybe put it out there. So here are some witches I'd like to thank, and one of those is Isha, the activist witch. I'm sure you're familiar with her work, but I wanted to thank them really for giving me wonderful, accessible way of giving, and really kind of that way to take action in an accessible way for fundraising for the brilliant Witches for Palestine movement, with Sapling Tarot, Kellyanne Maddox. So huge thank you to them, but not only just for that, their whole ethos is important, I think, and the fact that they're doing work on a kind of local level with CORE. In fact, I'll be doing a workshop with CORE, CAW, on sigil magic soon. So check that out. Again, links in the usual places. Very thrilling. I think that we're having studied witchcraft history, and not just the past, but I mean, speaking specifically to the activist witchcraft history, what we see is sometimes a mixed amount of effectiveness. And perhaps we'll talk about witchcraft and activism in another video, but with Isha, I feel like we're going to look back, and they're part of the timeline. We're going to go, ooh, that's when witchcraft activism was done really well. So big shout out to them, and just it's lovely getting to know them more as time goes by. So big shout out. So that is a witch I would like to thank, and also another one. The wonderful Geordie Witch. Oh goodness, I've known Geordie Witch for some time now, and just brilliant. They always put out fantastic astrological posts which really sort of break things down for me, and astrology is one of those things that I have a mixed amount of knowledge on, enough to get me by with my spells and things like that, but it's definitely something I'm looking forward to studying more of. More on that potentially later in another video. But anyway, last year I managed to have the mighty privilege of making a broom for them for their ceremony, and I was so excited about this. And the broom was well, I say beautiful, I made it, but not tooting my own horn, but it was the wood and the materials itself, was this lovely hazel, birch, just exciting stuff, traditional, and it took time. I think if you ever see a broom online and you go, oh, that looks a bit pricey, if it's handmade, then then think again, because it's not pricey. Trust me, the amount of times I carved myself rather than the wood was unreal. So there's literally all sorts of, people worried about using blood in their rituals should not be carving brooms. But yeah, so I had just a wonderful time making it, and there's a lot of meaning that went into it. I've made brooms for myself, and they are lovely and meaningful. Just in case they're listening, they're lovely and meaningful items and beings from my animist perspective. But yeah, so this was a real. But there was so much meaning I wanted to put into it, and I wanted to, just really just give them something that was theirs and represented. Yeah, it was full of love, for love. So yeah, very excited about that. But they sent me, lovely Geordie Witch sent me a lovely package, including, this is what I wanted to show you actually, it's from Candles of the Moon, and yeah, let me poke this so it actually gets into focus. So I love this woodcut, right? The Witch is familiar. This is one of my favourite woodcuts. A lot of you will know that my nickname is Grand Toad. Magical nickname is Grand Toad, and this is a silly nickname. There's no delusions of grandeur there. But yeah, these are unreal. It came wrapped around. It's lovely, which again you can use for all sorts of things, cord magic and such like. But it came in this lovely chest, and within the chest, check him out. Isn't it great? Honestly, just fabulous. So I wish you could smell this amazing toad. There's several of them in the box. So when I was younger, I have a really deep-seated memory of being taken to a bonfire. I was in single digits, and there's just it was at night, and when you're that young, you're not normally taken out that late at night. So at least in my culture, so you so oh goodness, you all you could see was like there's just the orange and the fire, and it was a huge bonfire, obviously quite small at the time, and that smell of wood smoke, and oh goodness me. So I just honestly, these smell like the most wonderful wood smoky bonfire, really formative kind of moment, that hopefully most people have been able to have in their lives, of being around that kind of really primal energy. But also, it also reminds me of like a herby hearth where you're conjuring up some kind of mischief and magic, and then you're going to send off your little pal to do to do your magical bidding. I really wish you could smell it, because goodness me. But I think they drop different creations at different times of year, so check them out. I think they're a small business. I think they're very, very well regarded as it is, but nonetheless, it's always nice to do a little shout out, isn't it? So yeah, a lovely bobbly toad. Oh yes, so good. Glorious. And beeswax. Oh, I love beeswax. Beeswax is my preferred wax for candles, really, because of the natural kind of element to it, but also because oftentimes if you make your own, you can support local apiaries, and oftentimes you will find it quite locally, so you've got local beeswax and have that connection to the land. So yeah, check them out, or use lovely creators. Oh goodness me. Anyway, moving forward, we have but yeah, candles of the moon, candles of the moon. So yes, also a big thank you to Sian Sibley. Sian Sibley is from Dragon Oak Coven, the coven leader of Dragon Oak Coven, and they did a marvellous conference called Earth, Sea and Sky Conference, which both had an in-person day and a digital day. And I was so fortunate that they offered me a spot on the digital day, and it was just really just such a great experience. This is the occult conference they held a couple of years ago was the first one I really kind of went to. Well, maybe it was more than a couple of years ago now, actually. But anyway, regardless, it was such a great experience to be around other occultists and people who were really kind of taking the craft and occultism seriously. And conferences challenge you, and in the best way. And I'll talk about conferences actually, because there's one coming up that I'm very excited to attend. So yes. Anyway, oh yeah. So I just want to thank Sian, because Sian has been doing some great stuff on Patreon, on just fantastic essays as well, just brilliant work. And they've got a book coming out, actually, which I will pop in the link below. They have a book launch coming up this weekend, actually. Really thrilling. So just they are someone who writes really fervently around environmental magic, ecological witchcraft, and I think we need those voices, right? We need those voices to be there, putting out that kind of call to arms, call to action rather than arms. I think, fantastic, really community minded, and often you'll see at the conferences speakers who are both established and also newer ones, and it's just so thrilling to see that and just be like, oh yeah, this is really fun. You have this whole mixture of different people, and yeah, very cool. They've also got a journal that comes out, which you can contribute to. So yeah, check out dragonoak.org. There'll be everything there. But yeah, Sian, thank you, and I'm looking forward to future talks and conferences and all that kind of thing. A real joy overall. The calendar year. There's so many little moments of these wonderful opportunities for learning and for discussion and for community, right? That's what it's all about. So yeah, an absolute joy. Going forward, I'm very thankful for everybody who is coming up as a guest on the channel, and we've got a 3-parter coming up on sex magic. Oh, I know. Really kind of deep theoretical, philosophical, as well as tips and stuff like that to an extent. Just lots to do and think about, and really interesting. And it's sort of towards the aim of the channel of being somewhere that both offers you information and challenges, and that soup, good soup. Hopefully that all vibes for you, and we can move forward to some exciting, positive stuff. I think that it's been a time, and it's been an important time. I feel like I have taken a bit of a hermitage, and I am now coming back down the mountain, as I think Jessie Hathaway Diaz says about, don't we shouldn't be paying attention to the hermit going up the mountain, but the hermit coming down. And if you fancy paying attention to what I put out, great. Always nice. So yes, but basically a huge thank you to everybody. There's lots of people who probably deserve a shout out, and I haven't mentioned, and I apologise. But yes, massive thank you to you all, and health and wealth.